All right, so today we're going to learn how to make the housing for the fuel pump. Fuel pump drawing PDF has 2 pages. All the information needed to create the housing for the fuel pump is here. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at what I've got so far, how many features. I'm going to go ahead and say that the main feature would be the body. All right. The diameter for that would be 36. So I'm going to make that feature first. Second feature would be the extrusion for these little round features. That would be the next thing. Then I'm going to go back and do the flange. All right. Then afterwards, I'm going to come back and remove material on the inside, and then attempt to create this little rib feature, and that's where my little screw will go in and bleed any air inside the fuel pump. All right, let's go ahead and start. We'll do the first part. Okay. Extrude from the front plane. Create a circle. Dimension that to. Actually, go ahead and stop there. No dimension yet. I need to change this to metric. All right. Let me go back and edit the sketch. Change that to millimeters. Millimeters, 36 millimeters. All right, check mark. Extrude. Extrude backwards and make that a length of 110. Check mark. All right, good. Now, next thing would be to add the cylindrical features. So for that, I'm going to extrude from the top plane. Extrude from the top plane. Orient my sketch and make a cylindrical feature. The diameter for that is 22, and it's 22 millimeters from the front. Right, and it's in line with the origin. There we go. Extrude, and it goes upward from the center. A total of let's see, 29 millimeters. Check mark. Good. Next one to do would be the other cylindrical feature coming from the top plane and extruding symmetrically to both sides. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and add the other cylindrical feature from the top plane. Orient my sketch parallel to my screen and add a cylindrical feature about right there. Diameter, and we have a 18. We have 48 from the front, and from the center we have 15. Check mark. I'm going to extrude through both sides, so it's mid plane for a total of 34 millimeters. Check mark. All right, what's next? I'm going to go ahead and create the flange that's at the back. This flange right here. So for that flange, I need to offset a plane from the front surface over to the back by 82 millimeters to create a geometry plane from this surface and flip up offset 82 millimeters. Check mark. That's my new sketching plane. Extrude, select my new sketching plane, orient the sketch. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a couple of circles that are in line with the origin and one that is concentric to the main body. So this one here is the main body diameter is, what was that, 34, 36. Nope, actually that's the main body. The radius on this is 21, so that makes it 42. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and make some lines. Tangent to all circles. I'll apply the tangent relationship in a little bit. Right now I'm just going to add my lines, making sure not to have them locked to anything. I'm going to apply equal to both of these ends, give them a relationship, vertical relationship. Okay. Now I'm going to give them a distance of 30 to both sides, 30 and 60. All right. Now this is going to have a radius of 10, which is 20 diameter. Okay. Now I need to apply a tangency. Okay. This to this circle would be tangent. Looks like that one's tangent already. I need tangent from here to here. Okay, tangent, tangent. All right, time to trim. All right, so there it is. Let me go ahead and give this some dimensions real quick again. 10. This one and this one were equal. And distances, relationship. Okay, good. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some circles, some holes, concentric to the ends of the flange, and add a equal relationship. Dimension. The diameter for these holes is 11. Check mark. Give it a thickness of 10 towards the back. Gotta flip this the other direction. That way. All right. So there it is. All right. Now, so my next thing would be to create a revolve cut to the body. So it's revolve cut. I'm going to use my right plane to do that. All right, so from here, what I'm going to do is use my second page for all the dimensions. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create the profile, create this profile right here, all the way across. I'm going to estimate. I'm not going to be precise. I'll be adding the dimensions after I finish my little sketch. I'm going to try to be as close as I can, but not precise. We have to try to make sure not to have any of the lines lock up to another line, because then what happens is that when you move a certain line, they're going to want to move together. You don't want that to happen. Okay. I'm going to apply my center line for my revolve, and so that I can dimension. All right, so let's go ahead and do some dimensioning from left to right first. From surface to my first line is 12. Then I've got from here to this line 17. And from my face to this line, I have 21. Then I have from the face to this line, I have 35. Then I've got a gap here of 1. Then we have 7. This one is 13. And that would be it. Well, 54, this is automatically 54. But it won't let me. Okay. Now I have to do a diameter. I'm going to start from right to left. Select the main line, the long line, and the center line to create a diameter dimension. You want to use the numbers that are in the drawing, the handout. So this diameter is 30. Then we have this one here. This one. This one is 27. This one is 15. And we have this one at 20. Then we have the bottom one at 27. And right next to that, we have another 20. Then the one next to that one is 24. And the last one is 22.91. All right, looks good. Check mark. And it revolves. All right. So far, so good. Now I'm going to go ahead and create holes on these two cylinders. And I will select the top of the cylinder. Write my sketch, make a circle, and this hole will be a diameter of 13. Check mark. And it says here we have a depth of 23. That's enough to clear everything. So 23 is a good number. There we go. Next one is we're going to select the surface, create the sketch, add a dimension of 10. We're going to go through to the next surface, which is right here. So I'm going to go and select up to surface and select this surface. There it is. Okay. What's next? We got the flange at the inside. Now we need to add a rib. that goes from this cylinder to this cylinder. All right, so what I'm going to do is create a rib and use my dimensions. Rib command from the right plane. I go ahead and add a dimension here of 45. I'm going to use this as a reference. Here to here is 45, and I need a distance of 3 from the front to that 3. I'm going to add another reference line. So that my line can have somewhere to stop. Comfort entities. Alright, not a problem. That's fine right there. Alright, so there it is. Check mark. And 11. Check mark. There's my rib. Alright, so from here I need to create a counter bore. The information that I need is right here. It's got a diameter of 7.72, down 7, with a counter bore of 9.8, down 2. Drill tip of 60 degrees. You can go ahead and do that with the hole wizard. Alright, so after the rib, I'm going to go ahead and insert the counter bore for the bleeder port, a bleeder valve, whatever it's called. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do the hole wizard, and we're going to select, make sure that we're in ANSI metric, make sure we select hex bolt, okay. By default, this is what you're going to see on your selections. So what you need to do is select show custom sizing. Notice that we have 3 selections here where we can change the settings, the depths, the specifications for the creation of this counter bore. But we need to go blind. We need to have a blind depth. But we also need an end treatment of that hole. It's not coming up. So if this happens to you, all you have to do is uncheck and then recheck, and now it pops up. All right, so what we're going to do is go ahead and add a, what do you call it, the 7.72 hole diameter that goes a depth of 7. Then the counter bore diameter is 9.8, and it goes down a depth of 2. Okay. All right, so we're looking good, blind, everything good. Position. We're going to go ahead and place it here. We're going to place it there, escape, but we need to center this. We need to center this to the origin and to the center of that flat area. So how do we do that? What we're going to do is actually sketch a line from the midpoint of this arc to the midpoint of this other arc, okay? And now what we're going to do is select the center axis, the axis of the counter bore, and holding down the control button, select the line, then select make midpoint. And there you have it. Check mark. Check mark. And there it is. What you should see is this little bleeder port. Now the next thing that we need to do is make a chamfer by using the revolve command. Next thing we need to do is revolve cut from the right plane, space bar, orient my sketch. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my hidden line so I can see where I'm at here. I need to make a line, sketch a line. I'm just going to start about this area. Make a line. It's supposed to be at a 45. So what I'm trying to do here is actually try to remove material. Okay. I'm going to add a dimension from the top of the quadrant to the bottom of the line, the sketch, and that's going to be 3. That's going to be my angle for the sketch. Now, I also need to add a 45. If it's not already there, I need to add it. 45. Okay. Now, I can leave that, the sketch the way it is, just so I can see what I have so far. So I'm going to go ahead and, I need to add a revolve an axis. Check mark. Let me go ahead and turn on my solid. All right, so this is what happens to that. Looks like we have a little bit of piece of material sticking out. So I need to adjust my sketch here. I'm going to go back to my sketch, parallel to my screen. Make this a little bit higher, about right there. Check mark. There we go. Looks like it's clean. It's a clean cut. So now all I got to do is add material to from this surface, just enough to go down to here. So add material to this surface. Orient my sketch. I'm going to create 2 circles, one outer, one inner. Check mark. Check mark. Opposite. And I'm just going to go maybe I'm just going to drag this line. Drag this line just enough. How about I give it a 2? How about a 2.5? That should work. Nope, we've got to go lower. See that? We have this little piece here, so I need to bring it down some more. That's what I'm trying to. 3. How does 3 work? 3 looks like it works. Let's check inside. All right, that looks good. My revolve looks good. I've got all my parts. All right, what else is missing? Looks like everything is there. All right, so that's how you make the housing.